Hey, what's up? I'd like to welcome you all to Water Your Soil. So in this video, I'm posing an important question. It's very important. It's simple. It's a simple question, but yet it's very important. I'm sure your answer to this question is why you come to this Water Your Soil YouTube page. So the question is, why do you want a good credit score? I did a poll on my YouTube channel in the community tab. If you check the community tab, you'll find it because the poll is still active. And I asked that question to my subscriber, and I'm gonna go over why your answer to the question of why you want a good credit score is so important along your credit journey. All right, so let's get into it. You know, it's kind of funny because when I first started this YouTube page, this YouTube channel, I got asked the question because, as I already told a lot of my subscribers in previous videos, prior to YouTube, I already had a book out, Strategies to Master Credit, which is a book that helps people with, learning about the concept of credit and how credit scoring works. And I also had an online course. I don't hide from any of that because I know a lot of people, when they hear those things, they like, oh, you're just here to sell a course, or, you're starting YouTube to sell a course. And that's not why I started YouTube. The reason why I started posting on YouTube is because it opens me up to more people to be able to help people with improving their credit score. So that's the reason why I started YouTube. What a lot of people won't understand, you can have a book, you can have a course, you can have just about anything, and people may even read your book or they may even take your course, but none of it is gonna work unless people apply what they learn. And normally one of the easiest ways for people to learn and be able to apply what they learn is, number one, they have to be able to relate to whatever it is, and number two, they have to apply whatever it is. If they don't do those two things, they're not gonna see results. I remember back when I first started my credit journey, this is back in like 2014, 2015 and into 2014, and I first began my credit journey and my journey to improve my credit score. There weren't really a lot of outlets in regards to credit and credit scores and how to improve your credit that I could relate to. Of course they were there, but you have to understand where I'm coming from. What I learned over time is that people often relate to people who has similar style to them or a similar look or things of that nature. A lot of times people come by this channel and they go in the comment section and they laugh and say, oh, look at the way you say card or things like that. Look, I'm not gonna change up who I am because I'm this way for a reason. This is authentically me. If I was to be and pretend like someone else, I would not be able to convey my message across the way that I want to. So therefore, I'm gonna be me because that's all I know. The way I pronounce the word card has something to do with how I grew up. And I'm not gonna go into details in that video. Moving along, when I first started my credit journey, there weren't many outlets, as I stated. So coming to YouTube and being able to have your videos pumped out to people that you probably would have never met had you not had a YouTube page, that's a big benefit. So of course I'm gonna be on this platform, but I always wonder while having this YouTube page, it always goes through my mind, what is the reason why people come to this channel? Because I post various videos. Of course, they're related to credit scores and you have videos on credit. However, people come for different reasons. Some people are more experienced than others, meaning they have experience with credit cards. They have experience with how credit works. They have a good credit score. So they have a different mentalities than someone who's new to credit. Oftentimes on this channel, people come by and they see me talking about the basics and the simple parts of credit, and they wonder like, why are you keeping it so simple? Look, you could teach them how to do it this way. People could come by and do it that way. And I appreciate that, especially in the comment section, because it shares ideas. However, when I turn on this camera and I talk to people one-on-one, I have to talk to people as if they have never heard of how credit scoring works, because that's usually the case. Normally when people come by and click on the video, it's either they're curious as to what I'm gonna say, or they need help with improving their credit score. And as I always tell people on my YouTube channel and tell my subscribers, that I'm not into selling people lies regarding credit. I'm here to be honest, and I'm here to be truthful. And when it comes to improving your credit score, I'm going to teach you my way. I can't teach you someone else's way. There are numerous ways for you to get a good credit score. However, I can only teach you my way, because my way is the way that I had the most success, as well as other people that I've taught over the years have had the most success. For example, I'm not gonna be a basketball coach that comes from a man-to-man defense type of scheme and just try to teach a team zone. And I never before coached or experienced running the zone. So that's why I like to go by the things that I experienced. I went from poor credit to excellent credit. And it didn't happen overnight. It happened over a 3.5 year span. I started off at a 549, as I always tell people, and worked my way up to the 800s. I have been in the 800s since 2018. Now, has my score dipped? Of course it has. That happens. And anyone watching this video with a good or excellent credit score knows that your score is going to dip, because maybe you'll take out a loan, maybe you'll get more credit cards. It's going to dip depending on what you do, unless you use business credit, of course. But as far as personal credit, your personal credit score will dip if you do certain things like opening new accounts, But I always wonder, why do people want to improve their credit score? Because this is so important. Your reasoning as to why you want to have good or excellent credit score is going to be your driving force. Because I'll be honest with you, as someone who did it and someone who has been helping people over the years, it is frustrating when your score gets stuck, or when your score is only moving 2-3 points per month, or the score isn't going up like you want it to. I'm sure you watch the other YouTube videos and you go on social media and you see people talking about their score improved 200, 300 points, 400 points, 100 points in a month. And that could frustrate you, because if you know nothing about credit scoring, you're going to come into learning about credit and think that things are supposed to happen overnight. You'll probably even think that I'm a fraud, because I don't teach people how to improve their credit score overnight. I'll never teach people how to improve their credit score overnight, just to be honest with you. Now, is there a way to get your credit score to move? Of course it is. A lot of people do it through disputes. A lot of people do it through trade lines. However, that's not what I teach here over at the Water Your Soil channel. I teach on the concept of credit and understanding how credit scoring works, because I always tell people this. Once you know how credit scoring works and how your credit score is being scored and what's hurting your score and what's helping your score, once you know those things, you'll be set for life, because there are going to be periods and times in your life where you're going to need things. You're going to need your credit score. Maybe you'll want a new credit card. Maybe you'll want a home. Maybe you'll want business credit one day. Maybe you'll need a personal loan, or maybe you'll just want to leverage your credit for personal financial growth. It doesn't matter. Like I always tell people, a good credit score is at minimum a good plan B option, so you never know when or what you're going to need your credit score for. So when you're on your journey, you have to know the reasoning of why you want a good score. And it's okay if your reasoning changes. My reasoning right now for wanting to maintain an excellent credit score is not the same reasoning that I had when I first started out my journey. In fact, it's not even the same reasoning that I had 3 years ago. 3 years ago, it was more about credit cards. That's why I wanted to have my score in the excellent range so I can be able to have access to the best credit cards and also be able to just about get approved for any credit card that's out there. So that was my reasoning 3 years ago. However, now it's changed and the vision is much bigger and much brighter and is more business centered as to why I want to maintain my excellent credit score. So it's much bigger than what it was 3 years ago. And that's going to be the same thing that happens for you. But the key thing is to always have a why. There's no right or wrong answer. I always tell people this. There's no right or wrong answer as to why you want a good credit score or an excellent credit score. There's none. It could be, hey, I just want it. And if that's your answer, you just want it, then that's your answer. As long as that's your driving force to keep going and have a good credit score and maintain your score and make sure you're managing your accounts and paying your bills on time and understanding how credit scoring works. If that's your driving force, that you just want good credit, then go with it, because that's what's going to help you with maintaining good credit. Because listen, when you really want something and you understand the reasoning of why you want it and you focus and lock in on that reasoning, you're going to get it. Back when I started my journey, I had to figure out why I wanted good credit score. Back then, when I first started 7 years ago, my journey, I was locked in on never being embarrassed again when I go to a car dealership or anywhere where my credit score needed to be ran and my credit report needed to be pulled. My goal was to never be embarrassed again. And that motivated me. It lit a fire up under me. It was the driving force as to why I kept going. Even when I was stuck at a 660 credit score, it was the reason why I kept going and kept pushing. And you're going to have to come up with that same reasoning. And I don't care if you're someone with a credit score in the lower 500s, someone with a credit score in the upper 400s, the 600s, or you're someone with a 700. You still have to have a reason. Now, the thing is, some people believe once they achieve a good or excellent credit score, it stops. The journey doesn't stop once you achieve a good or excellent credit score. In fact, it keeps going. Until the day we leave this earth, we're going to have to maintain our credit score. So it doesn't stop. I still have to do the same things that you have to do. I still have to manage my accounts correctly. I still have to pay on time. I still have to know what will hurt my score and what will help my score. I have to know all of those things and do all of the same things that you may do. Maybe I have a much smaller hole to dig out of than you have, but I'm on the same journey as you. And I always tell people that you're not on this credit journey alone. No one is. Because unless you're planning on freezing your credit score, we all have to maintain our credit score and make sure our credit report is good and you're managing your accounts. So just get in your mind, especially if you're someone that's just now starting out on this credit score journey, get it in your mind that this is something that you're going to have to do every day of your life, because one slip up, one missed payment, one slip up, and things could spiral out of control. You know, there's a reason why people get in credit card debt. And I know people have different financial circumstances, which is understandable. However, credit card debt can be avoided if you understand how you should use a credit card. And I always tell people, there's tons of videos on this channel. Just go through my video section on this channel and you'll know how to use a credit card, the correct way to use a credit card. And it's pretty simple what you should be doing if you do have a credit card. But anyways, as I stated, your why is going to be everything. It's important for you to know your reasoning and your why for why you want to have a good or excellent credit score, and lock in on that, because as I stated, that's going to be your driving force. I can't help you. Anyone else can't help you unless you understand your why and you want to lock in on it. Because if you're not motivated to improve your credit score, the moment you hit a bump in the road, you're going to stop attempting to improve your credit score. And you don't want that. Once you start this journey, you continue with this journey. Just keep going. And it gets easier with time. If anyone that you know has good or excellent credit, talk to them. And they'll tell you, once you learn how credit scoring works, it gets easier with time. But anyways, I just wanted to share this message with you. It's not too much about tricks or hacks or special secrets or, you know, things of that nature that can help your score, but knowing why you want a good credit score can probably help your credit score more than any of those things, because that's the determining factor of your motivation to keep going and keep learning more when it comes to improving your credit and knowing about credit. You're gonna have to be a sponge and soak up as much information as possible, but just make sure it's legit. But anyways, I appreciate you all for stopping by. Be sure to check out my other videos, yeah. All right, I'm out. Hold on, wait. Before you leave, be sure to check out the description box below. That way you can have all the credit resources from Water Your Soil. Also, be sure to hit the subscribe button, the like button as well, all right?